Hello everyone, welcome to the first ever video I make while playing Tekken 8. So excited, still kind of can't believe that I am playing Tekken 8. Big thank you to BLN Snake, one of my viewers who hooked me up with a beta access code. Thank you so much. I wouldn't have been able to enjoy this weekend so much without you. BLN Snake is also making videos on this game and his channel is linked below this video. Please show him some support and thank you so much again. Now, it's late Sunday night right now, and the network test is going to end in like a couple of hours. So I want to make a bunch of videos right now summarizing what I've learned during the weekend while I still have access to the game so I can show you what I mean. And in this first one, I want to talk about Jack, probably in my opinion, the most exciting redesign in this game. Like, I might main this character when the game comes out. This is just an excellent character design. It's really clever and cool. I'm going to explain why I think so. Final balance is obviously far away. We don't have like frame data and damage numbers yet, you know, the way they're going to be in the final game, but we can definitely tell what the characters are going to play like, how they interact with the heat, and how they've changed from the previous game. I want to give you guys an idea of whether or not this game or this character might be for you. And like I said, he's awesome and I can't recommend him enough. And the reason I think this design is so clever and cool is you think about like a traditional Jack playstyle, and he has this backdash, right? So he's going to backdash a lot, and then he has this down forward too. And they've added more frames of animation to a bunch of his moves, as you can tell, making everything feel like more kinetic, mechanical, metallic. There's like sparks, and you can smell gasoline when you play him. It's all really awesome. But that's like how he played, and then he backed that up with like these long range powerful pokes, and they're all still here, like the forward one, the forward two, the 2-1, the down back one. The full crouch down back one has changed, but the rest of the stuff is here. Jackhammer's still here, even though it doesn't knock down on normal hit anymore. Don't worry, it's not, you know, as bad as you think. He has awesome stuff. So if you liked Jack in the past, you can still play him the way you like to play him, but then they've added all of this like amazing, explosive, flavorful stuff, and it all makes him so much more dynamic to like play and to look at, that the character design like makes sense in a completely new way, because you have this giant hunk of metal, and the way he's been playing is very dainty when you think about it. It's these like small moves and movement and very deliberate, whereas now if you want to, you can go absolutely ham and go boom boom, and it's super cool and very satisfying. Like if you like Miguel and hitting with like big moves like Savage 2, you're gonna love this as well. It's really cool, and the stance really does remind me of Savage quite a bit. So the two new things they've added, there are like two like general big things. They've merged Jack with another character who I think is officially dead now, and then they've added the new stance. The character that they've killed and like rolled into Jack is Gigas. I loved Gigas, you know, rip him. But there is a cute nod to Gigas in here, because when Jack uses moves that he borrows from Gigas, a little like effect happens to his eye. And you can tell, I think the lore is going to be that he's like accessing combat data from Gigas. Like Gigas' like mind is in there somehow, and that's how he can use these moves. So I think it's cool. Gigas is here in spirit. I think they made a mistake not calling the character Giga Jack, because it's like a cool name, you know, and it works because it's an amalgamation of those two characters. But let's look at the moves that he borrows from Gigas. So you know about 2-1. It's your old standard 11 frame block punisher and an excellent poke string. You now have 2-3. This is going to be your go-to for 11 frames now. It's 28 damage. Great range. I mean, it's fantastic for small whiffs as well. I think it is unsafe based on my matches, even though we don't have frame data. I do think I've seen this punished quite a few times, but as long as you're careful, this is going to be amazing. He also gets overkill, which is Gigas' like iconic throw. And Jack has like some of the best grappling in the game right now. He's probably second best at this, next only to King. And that's great because grappling is more powerful in this game. If you didn't know, a change that they put in the game is that when a throw counter hits now, it becomes unbreakable, and there's like a special animation, and throws are really fast, which means that they are good for counter hitting. So you can like do this, like this really fast stance transition right here. And if they try and like swing into that throw, you might get a counter hit and then a full combo worth of damage right away. So it's really good. So he has that. He also has Gigas while running too. And this is, it's 1+2 for Jack. But another like Tekken 8 reason this is so powerful is that they have completely removed the execution barrier for instant while running in this game. Which means that anybody can stand at point blank range and do instant while running without any execution, which means that it's like a huge indirect buff to all characters that have good while running moves. When Dragunov comes out, he's going to be a monster in this game. Claudio is a monster in this game. And Jack has this really cool move as well. So it's awesome, right? You also get your wrench kick. Down forward 4 is the input from Gigas. And a really cool thing about this thing is that, I mean, it ties your poking game together. Like this sort of like big counter hitty mid, like for Oki. Kind of something Jack lacked in my opinion. But when this hits at the wall, or counter hits at the wall, you get a guaranteed forward 1-1. And that wall splats, which is like, you're going to get massive damage combos. For counter hitting with this at the wall, meaning that it's an excellent Oki tool, especially for like wall stuff. So the Gigas moves are all really great and like improve him in major ways. It's awesome. But then he also has this new stance, and the stance is like important, and it's really like the core of how he uses heat. And I think heat is important with this character. It's important with all characters, but I feel like Gigas like especially becomes, or Jack 8 becomes especially like powerful and scary when he's using heat compared to the other characters I've tried at least. For the stance, you have a manual transition, and it's also a Gigas nod because it's got armor. You can transition manually with 3+4, and then you have 2. Is a massive high attack for 40 damage. This thing, when you have heat, becomes a guard break move, which is also insane. So you activate heat and you go into the stance and you use this move. It guard breaks, and it guard breaks in a way where your heat smash, which is the like big climactic heat move, heat ender, becomes guaranteed on block. So this entire thing right here, with the satellite crashing and everything, 52 damage in the open, is completely guaranteed when they block this 2 right here. And you can tell how fast I can go into the stance. It's insane. You can go into it off of all kinds of stuff. So it's super, super powerful, and you can't like wait for Jack when he goes into stance now, because if he hits you with that move, you're gonna eat like a combo worth of damage guaranteed. But you also don't want to swing into him because he has like fast crush moves. He's got like a shield from the stance, and he can also go into the stance while in heat to access like through armor powerful powered up versions of stance 2 and stance 1, right? So stance 2, like I said, becomes a guard break move. Stance 1, this fast homing mid and knockdown move becomes a normal hit launcher when you're in heat. So super, super powerful stuff, right? See that? Then you can like carry, and that's new wall combo, by the way. Big damage. So awesome, right? So you can go into the stance, armor through, and do these powerful moves and completely stomp people. Just a normal hit with this 40 damage is so huge, right? You also have the 3, which is your stomp. Really cool. You have the 4. I used to not like the animation of this move, but now that I've seen what is actually happening with the character model, I really like it. Because Jack places his hand in the ground and then he blasts it off like an afterburner, and he rockets forward. That's what's happening when he's doing this move, right? Until he puts the hand down and it explodes, right? But this is the heat engager that you have while in stance. That's going to be important if you want to do like heat and dashes and use heat in combos. So you can do stuff like, you know, you launch, you spin, you activate universal heat. Then you go into this move and you heat dash, and now you're doing like big, you know, combos with heat, right? So it's really cool for that. You have one more heat engager from the stance, which is the stance 3+4. It's the bird shield. This thing is awesome as well, and it has more range than the 4, which means that in some combos you will actually use this, or like you can use it like this, and it has more range than the kicking attack, meaning you can use it for like some heat combos. Really awesome moves, right? And you can transition into the stance from forward 3 down, back 3-2 down, which you do for the wall combo, like sidestep 2 down. All these moves. You also have this, I mean, amazing looking new thing called like Terra Electrocution something. It's awesome. It's like a little jump. And he does an AoE on the floor, and he goes into stance, and then he booms from stance, right? If you do it out here and the AoE doesn't hit, you don't get the stance transition. So this like electricity thing right here, sorry, I have a really itchy nose today. You know, it has to hit for you to get the stance, but it's really powerful because you could like, you know, knock somebody down, and then for Oki you jump up and like hit them with this on the ground. And if they stand up, you're gonna like stun them, and then you go into overkill, and you do like a throw for all that damage. So it's like a super cool transitioning move as well. From this, he can do like another Gigas nod. He can do the jump back, and he can actually do a jump forward as well. And you recover in crouch after this. See right there? Then you're in crouch. You can like mix from down here if you want to. You still have this move, by the way. So, I mean, really awesome. The stance is super cool. You're going to use it for combos. You're going to use it when you're in heat. I think it complements the character in a great way. And he feels so much more like complete and interesting now that it's amazing because of these changes. Some other like changes to talk about is that down forward 1+2 is not an input in this game anymore because it's been migrated to the universal input of Rage Art for like all characters, which means that you can't do full crouch down forward 1+2 anymore because it's going to activate Rage Art. They've changed the input of this move to down 1+2, and they've changed Plant the Seeds to down back 1+2. And you can still get this guaranteed, for example, after counter hit Jackhammer. Normal Jackhammer, like I said, doesn't knock down, but you can mix in like this excellent running move right now, and your new headbutt, which is forward 3+4. This thing is weird and really cool. It's got massive range. It forces crouch, and it has the stance transition with down. In stance, you have a crouch throw, like a throw that hits people who are crouching, and because this forces crouch, it basically means that this whole thing right here is a combo. That's like guaranteed, and it gives you heat because it's a heat engager to throw as well, the gunman throw. So this move is like crazy cool as well. But you can just tell he feels like electrical and explosive and like super powerful. And the heat smash is massive as well. So you're gonna like default when the round begins, I think, to your like traditional Jack playstyle. You're placing these down forward 2s. But then you can just go ham, especially when you activate heat. Talking about his combos a little bit, he has like really standard, very similar to the combo he had before. You're just changing the spin move, so you can still do this. And then you spin with this string now. And you can tell that the damage is good. But I think what they want to do with Jack now is like they're going to give you low barrier to entry. But then if you want to play well and be good, they're going to give you more power. And there are all these examples of that in the design. For example, the down forward 2, by itself, you can do a pretty powerful combo. But if you like visually confirm the whiff or the launch punishable move and you commit to the launcher, you can do a lot more damage. And there are 2 levels of commitment, right? You can do down forward 2, 1, and then go into stance. And that allows you to spin like this. And you can run up and you can get like, you know, massive combos with this, right? But if you want to commit even harder, you can hold the 1 down. And you're not doing like 50 damage on your like first 2 hits, right? And yeah, you can do massive stuff. So that's really cool. But another example of them like giving you several barriers of, to entry, like for Jack, is, you know, he has a couple of inputs that are quite hard, and I'm going to be practicing them in Tekken 7 until this game comes out. But but I'm super sharp when I want to start playing Jack 8. But he has, you know, the windmill punch, he's got the debugger, he's got his death fist, these like half circle inputs. They've given you like easy to do inputs for these moves, but the moves become worse. And when I first saw that, I was like, okay, why do you want to make the game like easier and more casual? But then I realized that they do want to do that, and this is a way of doing it while still having a point to you learning how to do the moves the right way. So it's kind of the perfect compromise. For example, with debugger right here, I think you can do like down forward 1+4. But you can tell that this debugger did 23 damage. If I do the proper input for debugger, I get 28 damage. And it's the same for windmill punch, and it's the same for death fist, right? So I think that's really cool. It's like you can do basic Jack stuff, and then when you get good, you can capitalize and do like better inputs and harder commits, and you get more stuff. So, you know, good for new players, good for advanced players, super fun to play, like amazingly cool to look at and fun to use, like diverse, move pool, cool grappling, you know, that stands out. Overall, I think the redesign is just amazing. I love that Gigas is in there, because I feel like I get to play Gigas a little bit, you know. But yeah, I mean, once we have frame data and final damage numbers, we'll know how good the character is. Right now in the CNT, I think he's excellent. But more importantly, because this is so early, I think the character is fun, cool to look at, and I would like recommend him to everybody. So amazing character. Hope you like this preview. Hope you feel like you want to play Jack in the new game. I'm gonna do another video for Lars, who is like the other character I spent a lot of time with in the CNT, and then like a bunch of other videos as well. So maybe stick around for those. But for now, thank you so much for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next video.